Hi everyone, it's Sarah here. Today I'm back working in my Project Life album. I am pulling out pieces from the brand new Felicity Jane collection. This is the Jaimee kit, and I'm going to be documenting a recent trip that we took to Santa Barbara, California. My Jaimee kit actually arrived when we were in Santa Barbara, so it was kind of the happiest of happy mail to come home to. And as soon as I opened up this kit and saw the colors and some of the die cut pieces, I knew that I wanted to try to document some of these photos using the kit. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. I'm just going through some of the journaling cards, and I wanted to choose a lot of the cards that had some negative space, the ones that had really simple sentiments and just kind of an airy feel to them. I didn't want to add too much pattern or even too much color. I just wanted to keep this really simple and just kind of let the photos stand on their own and just embellish a little bit using the really pretty bits and pieces from the kit. So I'm going to be rearranging things here and figuring out kind of how I want this to flow. I wanted to include our hotel room key, which you can see there. It has that really pretty floral print, and I thought I would actually use that floral print as a standalone, but I wanted to have a little bit more breathing room on the page, so I felt like that right here card worked a little bit better as kind of the one that you can see while you're flipping through the album. But I did want to include that room key because it had the hotel information on the back, and then again that really pretty floral print. And so I thought that the vellum pockets that came in the kit this month would be perfect, so I could have a little bit more space to tuck that away and even do some additional journaling. You'll kind of see how this comes together here. I didn't want to kind of adhere that card onto a 3x4 card, but I knew that I needed to somehow get it onto a larger piece, because if I just stuck it right into that pocket, it was going to get lost in there because it's a little bit smaller. So I ended up using the small envelope that they gave us the room keys in, and I'm going to tape that on top of the 3x4 card, and then I have a little bit more space that I can actually do some journaling. So I'll come back and actually handwrite some journaling onto the back of that envelope. And I think that's like a standard small envelope that you can get probably online somewhere. So I might have to pick up some of those because I find that I sometimes need just a little something that I can tuck bits and pieces into, and sometimes those glassine bags can be a little bit too big. So this seems to be a really good solution. Those vellum pockets are really easy to just get onto your page. They already have adhesive on the back, so I was able to just stick it right on top of my page protector here, and you can see these things tuck really easily in there. The first time I actually saw these vellum pockets were when they were included in the holiday collection that released from Felicity Jane in December or November of last year, and I have loved them ever since. They're so perfect for layering on top of scrapbooking pages. You can get your journaling kind of tucked in there, and you can layer photos and bits and pieces on top of it. And of course, it works great in a traveler's notebook. You get, I think, like 5 or 6 in a pack, and they come in a variety of sizes as well. So it's really perfect. You can kind of pick and choose what patterns you want to use, and it's just kind of one of those things that you don't think about, and I feel like it's one of those really smart designs and kind of the perfect piece to add onto a project. So I went ahead and layered that right here card on top of my pocket, and I'm going to add a floral die cut piece. Just trying to tie in some of that yellowish color throughout my layout and some of the blues and pinks. I definitely took more photos than this when we were in Santa Barbara. I mean, it was only a 2-day trip, so not exactly a long vacation, but I definitely had more photos. But whenever I'm trying to document a trip, whether it's 2 days or 10 days, and I want to take it and put it into my project life and have it fit on one spread, I try to just choose the photos that are most representative of kind of the overall trip. So I know that I don't need to document every single meal and every single place that we visited. I really want to make sure that I just include, I don't know, kind of the best meal and or the one that is most memorable. So that food photo at the bottom there, that is just a really nice restaurant that we went to, and I kind of had some really great memories from going there. And it was kind of our second time there, but totally different memories because the last time we went, we didn't have our daughter. So it was just a totally different experience. And I wanted to include that photo of my daughter up in the top right hand corner because it gives me a good sense of how big she is right now on her first kind of overnight trip. I mean, she's small enough to fit in a carry-on, and I thought that was a really sweet photo. Even though it's not of Santa Barbara or kind of the trip, it's just something that I want to be able to remember. And then, of course, I always try to get a photo of who's kind of going on the trip. So I have that sort of family selfie photo down in the bottom left-hand corner, and I think that this kind of represents the trip really well, and that's what I always try to do. Of course, I can kind of move on to another spread and include more photos, but I typically try to keep it to one spread, and then for bigger trips, I will put together a traveler's notebook page or a scrapbooking or an album or something like that, a mini book that I can include more photos and more journaling and get all of those stories told in there. So you saw I used the Scripty month stamp set up in the top left-hand corner. This trip took place in February, but I accidentally stamped January and didn't realize it until after I had taken all my photos and exported the video footage, so I still have to go back and fix that. I'll probably stick a label on top of it or something, but I was on like autopilot or something and just accidentally stamped January there. And then I'm just finishing off this pocket card. I really love that zigzag pattern that was in the Jaimee stamp set. I feel like the stamp set for this month is kind of one of those essential pieces, one of those stamp sets that I'm going to be grabbing for a lot just because of all the great patterns that are included there. And I think the Felicity Jane kits have been selling out really quickly, but all of these pieces are actually sold separately in the shop. So if you ever find that the kit is sold out, you should be able to find a lot of these pieces just kind of on their own in the shop. So I will be sure to link everything down in the description box below, everything that I used here. And that is going to finish off the spread. I think I just stamp a few more things, and that will be it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and click that subscribe button if you would like to see more videos in the future. And I will see you again very soon. Bye!